Here I am by the Christmas tree again. I love decorating the Christmas tree. It's my favourite part of Christmas. I will take hours to get it right. And then I'll look at it, and every time I walk past it, maybe I'll tweak something or shift something or bend a branch, because frankly I always use an artificial tree because an artificial branch will do what I want it to do where I want it to do it. But then Christmas will come and go, and it will be time to take the tree down. And that is always the saddest part of Christmas. Here's a story about trying to keep Christmas joy. My father used to have the most wonderful garden each year, and we always had fresh vegetables in great abundance. Mother, looking ahead to the cold winter days when the garden would be covered by dead leaves, spent many hours canning and preserving the beans, tomatoes, and other good things. Then in the months that followed, she would go to the pantry and take the jars from the shelves. She made it possible for us to have vegetables all the year round. Could we do something like that with the wonderful Christmas spirit? Perhaps we could store up the good feeling we have at Christmas and let a little of it loose in our lives on each of the days that follow. Let us see how it may be possible. Christmas begins with a baby. As long as babies are born, the world has hope. Consider the year 1809. For example, it was a bleak and dismal time. A ruthless dictator seemed certain to conquer the world, and there was almost no hope left in anyone's heart. One morning in February of that year, a traveller walked into a country store in the mountains of Kentucky. He asked, "Anything new happen round here lately?" "Nothing new ever happens here," someone replied. "There was a baby born up at the Lincoln cabin last night, that's all." That was one of the most important things that ever happened in this country of ours. In that year, other babies were born. Charles Darwin and Gladstone, Tennyson and Edgar Allan Poe, Cyrus McCormick and Mendelssohn. But you know, that Lincoln baby was a special baby to be. You never know what may happen in the world because a baby has been born. At Christmas, our pulses beat more quickly because we know the coming of that baby has done more to soften the hardness of the world's heart, to bring hope in the midst of the world's despair, and to bring joy in the midst of sadness, than any event that has ever taken place since the beginning of time. As we consider him, our own hearts are softened and our lives are transformed. I wish we might think about that baby every day of the year. In that way, we shall keep our Christmas joy. The Bible says, "In him was life." We use the word life to describe so many things that we become confused concerning what life really is. So when John said, "In him was life," just what was he talking about? If we might know, then we would surely know a Christmas joy that can be cherished all year round. How can we keep our Christmas joy all year? Loving service to others is part of the answer, but to all of this must be added something more. At Christmas time, we long to be close to Christ. We are ashamed of our wrongs and we are inspired to change. When we do what we should, marvelous power and peace come into our lives and our troubles seem to vanish. We need to be close to Christ, not only at Christmas, but throughout the year. Then the joy of Christmas will continue in our hearts on and on and on. You know, it's true. If you look at the films, and if you look to, under normal circumstances, all the opportunities to give to charity, to come together and think about others, to feed the poor, to give extra to food banks. All of these things happen at Christmas, and there are stories on Facebook of random acts of kindness and people paying for others' shopping. And there is a truth to the spirit of Christmas making a difference. But for those of us who truly believe, we need to breathe in that spirit of Christmas and breathe it out in January and February and March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and then when the world catches up with us again in December, the spirit of Christmas is alive once more. Keep it alive. A family had twin boys whose only resemblance to each other was their looks. If one felt it was too hot, the other thought it was too cold. If one said the TV was too loud, the other claimed the volume needed to be turned up. Opposites in every way, one was an eternal optimist, the other a doom and gloom pessimist. Just to see what would happen, at Christmas time their father loaded the pessimist room with every imaginable toy and game. The optimist room he loaded with horse manure. On Christmas Day, the father passed by the pessimist room and found him sitting amid his new gifts, crying bitterly. "Why are you crying?" the father asked. "Because my friends will be jealous. I'll have to read all these instructions before I can do anything with all this stuff. I'll constantly need batteries and my toys will eventually get broken." That's what the pessimist twin said. Passing the optimist twin's room, the father found him dancing for joy in the pile of manure. "What are you so happy about?" he asked. To which the optimist twin replied, "There's got to be a pony around here somewhere."